Okay, this video is for our translators. We feel that the paradigm for translation has changed now with the adaptation of cloud technology and tools such as Verbingo. The expectations of the everyday translator are now different. And I want to be clear about the expectations that we have at Verbatim Solutions for our translators using our tool. The expectations are different and the processes are different. And so I want to be clear and point them out here on this video. First thing I want to point out though is on your profile. I'd like everybody to click on their profile and take care to update your profile because we need to make sure that your emails are correct, and please put in your name, your first and last names, and something about you. So the more accurate this information is, the better then we can contact you and get a hold of you for projects. Please make sure to put in your language pairs and any areas of expertise. My profile isn't very filled out, but this is a picture of me and my wife. So please put a picture of yourself as well, and we can start to build the community. Upload a video even, or your CV here. Now when we assign you a project, and by now you should understand how the tool works. This video is not about that, but I'm going to open the project, a demo here with a client of ours. The points that I want to make here is that with a tool like this, the expectation of a translation is slightly different in that when we ask you to perform a translation, it is not so much translation of a given document by itself, but rather translation of a set of text that is a subset of a bigger set of text that belongs to the client. Another way of putting this is that in the olden days or in the past, clients have struggled with the style of a translator and vice versa. The translator has felt the need to preserve a certain type of style, and clients have had a hard time with that, especially if they don't like that style. But using a tool like this, we rough out or we smooth out some of the edges when it comes to style, because now every translator can match the style of the client much more easily. And as long as that is understood, that the cloud technology and the online translation memory is meant to preserve the already existing style, then your job as a translator becomes different. For example, here is a set of strings, and there is a lot of reference for this, but you don't see it. We try to make it available to you in a number of ways, and let me show you how. For example, if I open a segment, notice here the highlighted word in yellow. This is a term that is found in the client's key term list or glossary or whatever you want to call it. So we know this is important. We know that you would use the one-click process to bring it over and make it easy for you to type or retrieve that word and make it consistent. Another thing we do in addition to that is we ask that you use this search box to do all kinds of searches to find any kinds of matches that there might be for that particular segment. Here there is no direct matching other than the word learn, and you can at least see the word that is used. There are other things that you can get from the translation memory, not just exact or fuzzy matches, but you can get how you can find out how what kind of voice is used. Here there's no match. But if I put in the word use, for example, I can find out how the infinitive form of a verb might be used, or the command form, and you can start to see patterns in how the text has been translated. These are past translations that exist in the online translation memory, and they are basically the client's property. And so they have paid for these translations, and they are important to use them with as much leverage as possible. Excuse me. We ask that you do all kinds of searches, be creative in your searches to find any kind of reference that might be important for you to make things consistent, use this box on every single segment if you can, especially for clients that have a lot of translation memory. The other thing that we do, that we've added on here, is the fuzzy match button, and we are seeking to improve that. If you click that button and there is no match, you'll get a message. And if there is no match, we will then provide a Google Translate result here. Now what this means, and all of you know what machine translation is, but we feel it's important to integrate this now, not because we want you to simply use it as a default, because it is not a default. In fact, if we find anybody simply using machine translation as a default, we will never use you again. What we use machine translation for is a reference, and we make it easy for you to take advantage of things like typing less, or making sure that things such as bullets or other types of marks or tags are easily brought in. And notice how with one click I can bring in the translation memory, and then I can start to change it. If I need to move words around, I can cut and paste and put them where they need to be, and I can rework this translation memory so that it is actually correct. And that is something we do encourage you to do, because there's a lot of savings in both time for typing, thinking, researching, correcting, editing, that translation memory helps to eliminate. Make sure as you go from one segment to the other that you hit the submit or submit next button, otherwise nothing is saved. So as you go through and you translate a project like this, it's our goal to push as much information to you so that you have good reference. But it's also your job to make sure that you properly search and thoroughly search the translation memory over here so that you get proper and correct, let me see if I can find a match, consistency, and you see how words are used despite the highlighted words that we may show to you. And then you also now can take advantage of fuzzy matching, and when that doesn't work, you can take advantage of machine translation, and with one click bring in text that you can now at least manipulate and then quickly move on. We feel that this now gives you all the tools that you need to properly and most efficiently keep translations consistent, so that our clients are happy with the result. And this is the way we want you to start thinking of translation: is every segment is important. Every segment has some kind of leveraging to obtain from the translation memory. We will work to make it more automated and push you more suggestions, but we require you to take the most advantage as you can. If you have any questions, again, please let us know. We've tried to make things easy here. If you notice any, if you want to make suggestions or you notice any bugs, please use the report report feature over here, so that we can start to make this experience even more and more enjoyable for you, and more, above all, productive. I apologize for the long video, but this is an important one, and we look forward to your continued help and work for our good company. Thanks.